Good evening, one and all. Good evening, one and all. We welcome you all to the international webinar series on holistic health, well-being, and sustainable development 2025, commemorating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, nation celebrating 78 years of independence and United Nations Sustainable Development Goals 2015 to 2030 and Viksit Bharat at 2047. As part of awareness and campaigns, in collaboration with Sri Holistic Health Foundation India and Sri Research Institute Center for Art, Sciences and Wellbeing. Before we start our sessions, let's take the blessings of Almighty.
गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं गुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
With the blessings of Almighty, we shall continue with today's commemorations and celebrations. Today, we are commemorating and celebrating the starting of World Immunization Week from 24th to 30th April, which is celebrated generally in the last week of April, aims to highlight the collective action needed to promote the use of vaccines to protect people of all ages against disease. Through its convening power, World Health Organization works with countries across the globe to raise awareness and to the value of vaccines and immunization and ensures that governments obtain necessary guidance and technical support to implement high quality immunization programs. The ultimate goal of the World Immunization Week is for more people and their communities to be protected from vaccine preventable diseases. The theme for the year 2026 is For Every Generation, Vaccine Works. Today is also commemorated as International Day of Multilateralism and Diplomacy for Peace on 24th April. The virtues of multilateralism and diplomacy. What is multilateralism? Multilateralism is often defined in opposition to bilateralism and unilateralism. Strictly speaking, it indicates a form of cooperation between at least three states. Nevertheless, the quantitative definition is not sufficient to capture the nature of multilateralism. Indeed, it's not simply a practice or a question. So, nevertheless, the quantitative definition is not sufficient to capture the nature of multilateralism. Indeed, it is not simply a practice or a question of the number of actors involved. It involves adherence to a common policy project based on the respect of a shared system of norms and values. In particular, multilateralism is based on founding principles such as consultation, inclusion, and solidarity. So its operation is determined by collectively developed rules that ensure sustainable and effective cooperation. In particular, they guarantee all actors the same rights and obligations by applying themselves continuously and not on a case by case basis, depending on the issues handled. So, multilateralism is therefore both a method of non cooperation and a form of organization of the international system. This week is also commemorated as Intergenerational Week from April 24 to 30. In UK, the Intergenerational Week started as an online campaign, created a bridge between the relationship gap between generations. In addition to fostering friendship among generations, the campaign aims to inspire and encourage knowledge, exchanges, ideas, and moments. In other words, if you are a member of the lost generation, silent generation, or millennial, Gen X, or Generation Alpha, this campaign event is for you. The campaign celebrates ideas, practices, and possibilities which allow individuals from the seven generations to establish friendships together. Today is also commemorated at Interstate Mullet Toss on April 24 to 26. Last full weekend of April every year is a legendary beach party that was once started just as a reason to party. This year it takes place from April 24 to 26. So today it has become one of the biggest beach parties of the Gulf Coast. And interstate mullet toss has been there for the last 30 years, and the thousands of people from across the nation came to the beach to watch, enjoy, and celebrate this fun festival. Today is also commemorated as National Student Leadership Week from April 24 to 30 in US. Schools around the world celebrate National Student Leadership Week, which is sponsored by National Association of Student Councils, NASC, National Junior Honor Society, NJHS, and National Honor Society, NHS. Student leaders have dealt with online learning and changing health restrictions. They come up with unique service project concepts and virtual spirit rallies, keep out our school communities engaged, and they have done it all, establishing their path, which is vital to recognize these incredible people for their tenacity as well as the maturity and skill they display for their age. Today is also commemorated as Day Action or Action Day for Tolerance and Respect Between People on April 24th. In Argentina, every year, it's a national day that commemorates and recognizes the attempts of Ottoman Empire in 1915 to systematically eradicate the Armenian people from their homeland. It is national observance. However, it is not a public holiday. Rather, as only 33 countries have formally recognized the actions of Ottoman Empire in World War I as genocide, this day brings clear focus on how the persecution of peoples can willingly go on as governments concern over political connection rather than human rights supersede their ability to act. Today is also commemorated as Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day on 24th in in Armenia, also known as Genocide Memorial Day, that is honored by Armenians around the world to mourn and remember the genocide that happened. It is commemorated yearly to memorialize the casualties of Armenian genocide, which occurred between 1915 and 1923. Hundreds of thousands of people traveled to the prisoner naked bird genocide memorial in Yerevan, Armenia's capital, to leave flowers at the memorial eternal flame. The Armenian notables exiled from the Ottoman capital in 1915, which includes several Armenian scholars and community leaders, the majority of whom were killed, are commemorated on April 24. The deportation was a forerunner to the events that follow. Today is also commemorated as Fashion Revolution Day on April 24th in US. On this day, people join forces to help direct the future of the fashion industry. We do this by steering campaigns and using our social media influence to call on our favorite fashion brands. It may seem like simple question, but it promotes transparency in the fashion industry and encourages a dialogue that helps reform practices that are not sustainable. The first Fashion Revolution Day took place on April 24, 2026. Sorry, on April 24, 2014. Since then, the movement has led to fashion industry reforms in nearly 100 countries across the globe. Today is also commemorated as National Arbor Day on April 24th in US. America's first Arbor Day took place towards the start of 1870s, right around the time Congress established Yellowstone National Park, celebrating nothing less than the humanity's endearment towards nature on April 24th, just after their thing. National Arbor Day always falls on the last Friday in April, but many states observe Arbor Day on different dates throughout the year based on their best tree planting times. That varies widely. For example, Florida, third Friday in January, Alaska, third Monday in May, Hawaii, first Friday in November, and so on. Today is also commemorated as National Hairball Awareness Day on April 24th in US. Aims to promote awareness of our pets' health and happiness, predominantly a concern for cats, rabbits, and cattle. Hairballs are a healthy part of animal routines, but can also be evidence of underlying health issues. So we have all the info to help you care for the creature this day by exploring and doing further research. Today is also commemorated as National Pet Care for All Day on April 24th in US. Celebrate the efforts of organizations to make quality behavioral and medical care for pets accessible to all pets and their people. Essential dog expenses cost an average of $1533 annually. National Pet Care for All Day is a day to remember that people should have to choose between caring for themselves and their pets. So everyone, regardless of their housing situation, income level, race, spoken language, or access to resources, has the right to experience the joys of human-animal bond. The bond should not be broken because veterinary care or positive behavior supports are not available or affordable. Today is also commemorated as National Skipping Day on April 24th in US, and its purpose is to raise physical health awareness for children, a day of healthy exercise through skipping. It's organized by Skipping World workshops that have 250 schools with other 50,000 kids taking part in numerous skipping activities. Some might consider it childish, but skipping is a great day to exercise. It targets almost all the muscles in your body, it burns fat, and it also builds stamina. Having fun while exercising doesn't get any better. Today is also commemorated as New Kids on the Block Day on April 24th in US. Today you may be forgiven for not knowing who the famous boy band is. Born in 1984, it is widely considered the godfather of the modern boy band. NKT, NKOTV was not an overnight sensation, but its hit album, Angry Tough, released in 1998, made it overnight sensation globally. Members of the groups and their music had a profound impact on the music industry and paved the way for future groups like the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, and more recently Korean boy band BTS, and so on. Today is also commemorated as Undiagnosed Children's Awareness Day on April 24th, which is observed every last Friday in April and April 14th this year, which is aimed at raising awareness of undiagnosed genetic diseases present in children. Each year, approximately 6,000 children in the UK are born with a syndrome without a name, a genetic disorder so uncommon that it is likely to go misdiagnosed. Children who aren't diagnosed end up having a lot of medical appointments and tests carried out, leaving their parents concerned that they won't get the help they need. Today is also commemorated as World Day for Animals in Laboratories in UK, which is observed annually on April 24th. And this day was created to call attention to animal suffering and killings undertaken in laboratories across the world. Each year, millions of animals are used to conduct experiments and the test of all kinds across various industries, resulting in terrible conditions for the animals in question. The National Anti-Vivisection Society, an AVS created by this day over 40 decades ago, and since the campaign has gained overwhelming popularity and many advocates for the cause. Today is also commemorated as World Women's Wellness Day on April 24, placed annually on the last Friday of April, which is today, this year. And this is the ultimate guide to health and happiness, the first Women's Wellness and Self-Care Virtual Conference from April 29 to 30, 2021, hosted by Diversity Women Media. The unprecedented challenges women face balancing their careers and their lives as mothers, wives, daughters, and friends will undoubtedly affect their physical and mental health. This week is also commemorated as American Camp Week from April 24th to 30 in US. Camping is one of the United States' favorite activities, and thousands of families go camping every year after the summer ends. April marks the onset of warmer months, and as we bid farewell to winters, it's exciting to look forward to going out and spending time outdoors. This week is celebrated by people going on campaign vacations, signing up their children for summer camps, and getting more people to go camping. American Camp Week serves as a cheerful reminder of how beautiful the outdoors can be and how important it is to spend time in nature. Today is also commemorated as Fiddler's Frolic from April 24 to 26 in US, a yearly celebration in Texas held every fourth weekend in April, and this year marking this week. The main activity during Fiddler's Frolic is the Texas State Championship contest where the best fiddlers from outside Texas come to show their skills in a bid to win a grand prize. The competition started in 1971 and is always held in Hallettsville, Texas. The event attracts a lot of music lovers, professionals, amateurs, or those looking for some good music and a good time. It is also commemorated as Global Youth Service Days from April 24 to 26. That takes place on the last weekend of April. It is annual conference of youth volunteers who spend their time and talent on continuity and on community service and civic action. It seeks to give them a voice and encourage other youths to volunteer for community service. It started in the US, but has expanded to over 100 countries where young people are groomed as future leaders. So, with this, we shall end today's commemorations and celebrations. We thank each and everyone for being part of these celebrations and commemorations. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining with different celebrations and commemorations. Before leaving, we request everyone to quickly fill up the feedback form that has been shared in the form of polls. See you all tomorrow at the same time with the same joining link. Take care. Good night.